Go.
Alright, today we're going to do our first video, amateur video of the do-it-yourself oil change. The vehicle we're working with is the Toyota Crown GS 350 engine, but a 3.5 engine, and we have already packed overnight in our position so that our oil is settled, the engine is full, we have no problems at all. Because we're going to be doing an engine bay clean as well as an oil change, we're going to be removing all of the plastics on this vehicle. We've already removed some of the pins. Right, so this there, and then get all of these things out of the way. And these are the equipment we'll be using for today. Toolbox, and we need about 7 quarts of oil. It uses about 6.5 liters, but we'll have 7 quarts. Then we have our oil filter removing tool, and specifically for that vehicle, oil filter, brand new oil filter, and seals for the oil filter, as well as a drain pan. And the reason for that is we don't have a hoist, so we'll be going very low beneath this vehicle, so we needed a drain pan which is ideal to fit under and capture all of this oil. We also have our funnels for pouring in fresh new oil. So let's take you to the vehicle. We will first of all put the drain pan beneath the vehicle. So as you can see, the drain pan is far enough to fit beneath the vehicle. We put it into position.
Go.
So in addition to changing the oil, we'll be also cleaning the air filter. So we're going to remove all of the plastics on the inside here. It's a little tight, so we'll use a small ratchet. It's a size 10 bolt. Here. Put this on the side because all of that has to be washed clean and polished. So once you remove it, then you get access to the filter. So this is the filter removing tool. So you can see right here. It just clips over it. It's tight in place. And then we'll go beneath and remove the guards underneath, the underguard, and then be able to get access to the filter removing tool and remove the filter. But that's going to happen after we drain most of the oil. So. Normally unscrews, but well, I normally just pull it out, but it's a little tight. So what I'm going to do is use it seems that it has a bolt and not a plastic cover in it. So I need an extension. Probably has a 10 bolt. 10 bolts. I'm gonna need one of those extensions. Let's see if this one's long enough. I'll probably use this extension. And we have a problem. We need a longer socket. So this bolt here is a 12. And not a 10. All the time I was thinking it was a 10, but it's a 12. That's why we're not able to get access to it. So, it's supposed to be very easy bolt to remove, but frankly this one is just really to be a bit problematic. So we gotten it out of the way. So it's just a plastic plastic bowl, nothing to worry about. Normally I just rip it off, but this time it's still very new. So we've gotten all of the plastic out of the way, and gonna pop open the filter compartment. We're gonna remove the cover here for the filter. There's about a couple bolts, one here, another one here. We release this out of the way. Then you get access to the air filter. So this is your air filter here. As you can see, it's still pretty good, but since the last service you may have some see the dust particles, so you got to blow out all of that dust. And if you look in the box here, you'll see some dust there. Now the air filter is like your nose for the engine, so it's going to filter out all of the dirt and whatnot to prevent it from getting into the where the air and the fuel mixes, and give you better fuel economy. So that's it for now. So release the screws, two bolts here, and so, and then you pull the box out of the way. It's still attached to. There's a clip attached to here. So remove here, and that's it. So you get access to all of the engine bay. So you can record on the inside there, see what the engine looks like. And we're gonna clean this box completely, and then as you can see, all of that, and put it back in place when we're done. We remove this cover from beneath here, which gives us access to the filter, the oil filter. So I'm gonna crawl underneath now with a 14 socket and ratchet to remove the drain plug and start draining out the oil. So before we start draining out the oil, we'll also uncover here so that we can release the pressure and that the oil can flow a little faster. Sometimes I like to leave the lid on it just so that no foreign object does not go in. Precautionary measure. So we just remove and place it on the side. Well, here, you need to come down so that you could see where the drain plug is. All the way over here. I should have brought the car a little closer so I could get a little more access. So is it a 15? No, it's a 14. Yeah. So the bottom contacting kit. Let's see though. You can see it?
Barely. It's alright though. Just do it.
What?
Just do it.
Yeah, okay. It's in a bit of an awkward position, but yeah, magnet slack. So you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our drain pan close by. Gonna start unscrewing. Pull the drain pan in place. Let's just make sure before we do that everything is tight, because I don't want that oil draining out onto the ground. So let's start releasing with one finger, and there you go. The oil starts to come down directly onto the pan. Bolt falls onto the pan, and I'll just let it drain out. In the meantime, our next move is to remove the filter, and this, we need this size ratchet. Another go underneath again. Just slacken the oil filter. I'm not gonna remove it as yet. I'll just slacken it so that I can start the process. You from the top. Too much trouble, I'll just remove it. Put it in there. Yeah, slack already. I'll leave it like this because I need another pan. I need another pan to catch any of the oil. There's going to be some oil dropping out of the filter. So I'm going to need another pan to put underneath it to catch that oil. Yeah. Okay. So we've gotten the oil filter out. Just gonna turn it slowly. Let the oil drip to the bottom onto the pan. As you can see, it's already releasing the oil. Quite a bit of oil coming out of there. Now we'll just pull that out. Because remove all this plastic, it gives us free access. So this is basically what your oil filter looks like after 5,000 kilometers. It's not too dirty. It's a bit brown. You can see the difference in the color. And that's because this oil has been used for about 5,000 kilometers and this is brand new, so we're going to be changing that. But before we do put on the new one, we have to clean up this oil sump and make it pretty clean before we put it in the filter. Another important thing you need when you're working with oil and oil changes is your shop towels. You gotta have some paper towels because you're gonna get a lot of oil on your hands and you don't want to be dirty in your car, so you have to clean up the mess. So you need some shop towels or an old cloth, any old jersey t-shirt. That's what we do in the Caribbean. Well, because the vehicle is level, and then your oil drain plug is on the right hand side of the car. A lot of the oil stays in the bottom part of the engine and does not drain out. So what we're going to do is to speed up the drain out process and as well get all of the old oil out of the engine by jacking up the car on the left hand side, so which basically allows the car to be raised on the left hand side and drains all the oil out on the right hand side. So you jack it up, and if you go on the other side beneath the car, you will see more oil coming out above. You probably notice as I'm jacking it up, more oil is coming out, right? Yeah. As I jack up, raise the car, put it on one side, you'll probably see more oil coming out. Right?
Yeah.
There's more oil.
Not that much, but like.
Not a lot much, but
yeah.
It's gone down to a trickle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's more oil coming out because we've now put it on the other side. Yeah, so we're gonna make sure we take out every single drop of that old oil so that when we put in the fresh oil, it's gonna look real clean. Alright. In the meantime, what we'll do is to wipe off the area for the oil filter and put in a fresh oil filter. Come here and wipe this clean on the inside of this. It's a towel, shop towel. Be careful because the edges are very sharp and they can cut your finger. Alright, that's what it looks like on the inside of that oil filter receiving bay. Just wipe it clean. Make sure we have no remnants of that old oil here as well. Doing a very thorough job on this, and that's how we always do it. Alright, compose it. And this here, I'm gonna clean this as well. Make sure there's no none of that old oil here. I'll get a fresh towel. Finish off the job. This one's still dirty, but not the worst. You don't get those things here very easily, so you're not gonna waste them. We'll remove. There's remove this rubber seal and get a new one. This again. Hey guys, I'm not a mechanic, you know. It's just that you've done this over owning cars over 30 years. You just learn to do some basic stuff on your own, that you don't have to go to a mechanic and pay $60 for an oil change, and you end up doing it much better yourself because you're going to take your time, clean your engine bay. No mechanic is going to do that for you, what I'm doing there right now in an oil change. That does not happen. You could only dream of it. Alright, so we will further. I don't want that to be on there when I'm putting it back. So, this is really, this is our new rubber seal. Alright, so you gotta make sure you put it in the right position. Not here where it screws on, not all the way to the top here, but right here in this groove. It's a specific groove for it. So make sure you have it in the right groove. Sits there nice and loose. Okay? So what we will do is add the filter in there, and then to make life a little easier for when we start up the machine, we will add some oil to the filter. Also add a little bit of oil to the seal so that when you're screwing it on, it slides in and screws in very nicely. It doesn't leave that kind of resistance to the metal that comes around it, and it just screws nicely in place. So we'll add some oil to the filter. Most mechanics will not do that again, but crazy me, I do my own thing. I add some oil in there, and then you're gonna go in and add the oil filter. So now we just stir it by hand first. Let it get untied. Take the ratchet for me. I'll just up there. You just do it hand tight. When it gets too tight, couple more turns, and it's there. So we don't want it too tight, just hand tight. And you remove that too. Okay. So we're going to replace that cover beneath the air filter, oil filter, sorry. So, but I don't want any oil on there, so I'm going to just spray it with some engine degreaser. Use some soap to wash it out, so that if there's any oil leaking from that filter, if it's not screwed on too tight enough, that or there's too much pressure and it's releasing any oil, we can always see when we check the engine. So having done this, we also want it to look nice and clean, so we'll spray on some plastic shine on there and just let it drain off a bit. And the next thing we're going to do is to put it back on. Our genuine oil filter, we didn't use these two components because this is for the GS350. They normally have like a drain plug to remove the oil that's in the filter before you remove the filter, and they also carry the seal for that same valve. But because we're not using that, we have no use for it. It goes into the garbage. This goes into the garbage. So this is our 14 size drain plug. There's already a seal on, so we'll put this back, just clean it up a bit. As you can see, if you go underneath there, the oil has now reduced to a trickle. Come down. See? It's just a drip now, so we're getting ready to put fresh oil in there. So we'll just screw this on, and we'll just push this out of place. Yeah, move it on the side, and just get this to tighten. It just gives you a little bit of a strain because it's in an awkward position, but nothing that you can do on your own. And just give it a little, not too tight and tight. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna start pouring in fresh oil. Okay. Let's show you. Then position our oil. So start going. Yeah. And we've made sure that our bolt is in place, our new filter is in place, so we can now start to pour the fresh Toyota 10W for the genuine oil. Most guys tell you Toyota don't make oil, but I like to use the recommended spec for the engine, so that's why I'm using Toyota motor oil. I have tried other oils before, because sometimes guys come and tell you, oh, Pennzoil or this oil is better and that one's better. I've heard a lot of crap. I tried a lot of them, and most times, unless I can prove for myself that it's not better, I just go with the recommended spec. So we used Toyota motor oil when this car first came in November last year, 2018, and this is our first service in 2019. We don't do more than 5,000 kilometers in about 6 months on average. Not a lot of driving. So just gotta add it in there. Okay, so we've done 2 so far. So the third one, we're just gonna add 6 one time, and then So we'll check the level of the oil. We'll bring the jack down, check the level of the oil, and then add the balance. But we already know it's 6 point something, so we'll just go with 6 quarts in the first instance. See, the color is different to what we took out of the vehicle. And then we'll use those same empty jugs and pour the used oil in there so that we can dispose of it appropriately, not dropping it anywhere in the environment. So we have 6 quarts in there. And we clean everything before we put it back. Everything. Cover everything. Make it look new again. That's why we choose today, being a public holiday. We have the whole morning to do what we have to do. So for now we'll cover for safety. Oops. Go back. It's even rich. We have a bay there to cover it. Covered. Move all of those things. The next thing that's going to happen is we're going to clean the engine bay before. Jack it down to bring it level so that we can check the oil. Come on, Shati. Shati, are you part of the job? What's your job, Shati? Come and take the jack. Eh? Here's the jack. Come. Come and help Shati. Shati wants to help. Shati wants to help. This is our used oil, which we're going to be pouring into this thing. Yeah. Use a little degreaser in some areas just to give the engine be clean. Doesn't need degreaser everywhere. Just some around this where probably some oil fell when we were pouring, but generally it just has some dust on there. So give the whole engine bay wash. We'll try not to put any water in this area here. Generally, just wash everything, going all the way to the engine itself. We're blowing out the filter, all the dust, soil, all particles out of it. So we put it back in. So we're going to put the covers back. So we're almost done. You ready?
Yep.
We're almost done now. What we're going to do is to put the last bit of oil, because remember we put 6 quarts in there. The 6 point, maybe 5, 6, it all depends on how much got drained out. So we're going to add another half of this, and then we will check the level, the oil level, to see where it's at. We're at 6.5. We'll see where the oil level is at. We'll add some more. We'll start up the engine, and after we start up the engine, we'll determine how much to put. So as you can see, the engine bay is all clean. We'll finish our oil change. I'm gonna check the oil level now, and let's see. Oil is so clean, sometimes you can't even see where it's at. So where is it? It's almost there.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Gotta wipe and go back in again. And this time a little bit above 3/4. So we'll add a little more. Apparently we got almost all of the oil drained out. So we're ready for the engine start after the oil change. We'll first probably just bring the grid on and let the oil light go off. You can see the dash.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, the oil light's off. So we'll start now. We can start after the oil change. And we're good to go.
Yeah.